Hello my lovelies, today I'm going to be showing you how to do this really pretty blue smoky eye, and it's quite a dark dramatic look, but you can see how it elongates, brightens, makes my eyes look larger. So it's really great for going out, or if you're brave enough you could wear it during the day, just make it a little bit lighter and you can probably get away with it. So let's get started. Today I'm doing things kind of the wrong way around, and I've already put my Urban Decay Primer Potion all over my eye. And then I'm starting off with putting my highlight. I'm just going to really pack that on. Now because I'm using the black and the blue, I don't want to blend upwards as I do when I do most smoky eyes. I kind of want to go down because otherwise I end up bringing the blue too high. And then with such a dark look, it's really hard to bring it back down and make it less dramatic. And it involves makeup remover and all that stuff. So I've put my highlight on. Next thing, I'm just taking a 217 brush, just a short handled one, and I'm going in with a soft brown colour. Now I'm using Wedge, but you use whatever is just a tan colour for you, just a few shades lighter than your natural skin tone, and I'm putting that just below my highlight. This will really help with blending. You don't want to choose too dark a brown colour because that will muddy up the blue. So just a really light application. I've only had a little bit on my brush and now I'm really blending it out. So you can see there's just a touch of brown just above the crease. Next thing is I am using the dark side of the Sea and Sky Duo. You can use fresh water. This is just a little bit brighter and adds a little bit more kind of sparkle. Although this does have a lot of fallout, so if you have this Sea and Sky Duo, use this. If not, use fresh water. It's pretty much exactly the same colour. I am going to apply that with just a stiff shader brush. Packing it on and really tapping off any extra because there will be a lot. I don't know if you can see me just blowing it off. And quite a lot comes out. So we're just going to pack that on across, kind of on top of the brown, but in a crescent shape. Oh, I've completely forgotten. I was going to use tape for this look to keep it quick and simple. I'm in a bit of a rush, so I'm going to be a little bit messy. Let me just clean up this corner. And what I'm doing is putting my tape from the outer corner of my eye to my eyebrow, and that will create the perfect shape. And make sure you really stick it down on the side. Now it will crumple because obviously your eye and the contours of your face are not flat, so just make sure it's stuck down on this side and the rest can kind of hang off. I know I look really funny. So we're just putting that blue in a stripe all along here, and that's fine. And then we're going to blend it out with a 217, a clean 217, not the one that had brown on. After you've done that, if you've gone in a bit too far here like I have, you can clean it up, and we are going to be adding more highlights, so don't worry. Just have a stripe like that. Then I'm taking a Sharkskin shade stick, which is just a black. You can use any kind of black primer. This will really help the black stay on, and also it will really help it be defined against the dark blue, whereas if you just put the black on and then try and blend it into the blue, the bottom of the eye can sometimes look a little bit muddy, so it just helps the black stay true. And you're putting that up just all over your eyelid, not quite reaching the crease, and I'm just going to blend it out with my finger at the edges, keeping the part at the lash line really dark, really blending there. So we have basically the form of the eye going on here. Make sure you also blend the black into the lash line because, whoopsie, you don't want it to leave pink gaps unless you're going to tight line the top, which I don't really like doing too often since my eyes are quite sensitive. So what I'm going to do now is go back in with more blue, and a little bit of blue will go on where that black base is, and you'll be able to see how it darkens that blue up. and this will help with the black to blue transition. Then, just blend it a little bit more. I am going to go in with my black, and I'm using a really shimmery black. It looks like this, and it's from the Chanel Quad. It's called Les 4 Ombres. It's 95 sparkling satin. It's really pretty, and I'm sure you've seen me use it before. So just with the same brush I was doing the blue with, packing that black on and tapping off any extra because there will be a lot of fallout, and then just pressing it onto where the shade stick was. It's a really pretty sparkly black, so I said it's worth it. But as I say with any dark smoky look, any dark look in fact, do put this on before you put on your foundation and everything else. Since I'm doing a video and I'm in a rush and don't have time to do it that way around, I've done it the other way, so I'm just trying to be careful with the tape and everything. And then I'm just blending the line of the black and blue. If you want, you can add a little bit more blue, because the darker the blue there, the easier the transition will be. And we have something that looks like this. You see? It's already taking shape. Now, I am going to go back, and as you see, like with all this blending, this eye's come up much higher than the other one. And that's why we put the highlight on in the first place. I am going to take an angled brush, and this will just give me a little bit more control, and go back in with the vapor and blend the blue and the highlight down till it matches the other eye. If you're finding that's taking a little too long, it depends on your eye space, just take a larger brush and really go at it. Also blend down into your tear duct, because you don't want it to be, the blue to be up the side of your nose, or make you look like you have really veiny skin or something there. It's just not very nice. So you see now it's pretty much the same. You have a nice transition, and if you've lost a little bit too much blue, just blend a little bit back in. You can keep playing it till you have the desired effect. I'm just going to add a touch more black. And then peel away that tape and reveal. Ooh. Not for the faint-hearted, this. A nice, pretty crisp line. Also, my eye's gone a bit red here, but you can see that. Personally, I don't like it to be so defined, but we shall adjust that in a minute. I'm taking Beijing shade stick and putting it under my eye. The reason I use a light colour here is because you don't want it to be too dark, and I think it's just safer to use a light colour base. Then I'm taking my 290 and using the blue. Make sure to really tap it off because it will fall out, and you really don't want blue fall out under your eye. And then on the outer corner I'm just using a little bit of that black to just make it out a little bit. Now with this also I'm going to go up into that line, that sharp line that we've created, and blend it a little bit like that. Then I'm going to go along with a Q-tip and just really softly smudge the line. We don't want to get rid of the clean line, we want it to still be clean, but just not as sharp. And also take a skin colour, just cover up a little bit of that redness that I have there. Also, if you haven't done them evenly on either eye, this is the time to really blend it outwards or clean it up with a Q-tip if it's too high. Like so. And then the last step is I am taking a small brush, if I can find a small brush. Oh, I never find them when you use them. Small brush. and a little bit of vellum eyeshadow. Now this is a pure white, but it has kind of a blue iridescence to it, so it's a really good highlight in the inner corner here. And make sure to really blend this in, because you don't want the white to appear stark when you have such a smoky eye. So just really blend it in. I'm only using a very small amount. It's nice because it has that blue iridescence and it really blends in with this look. The last thing to add is just an eyeliner and a little bit of mascara. And I'm sorry if my camera decides to cut out while I'm doing this, as it cut out in my last video when I was doing my blush. Nice little flick. There's my eyeliner. And also make sure to get any off the ends of your eyelashes, because, I don't know, it's a pet peeve of mine. And then just some mascara. I'm using, as ever, L'Oreal Voluminous. This is definitely the most boring part of the video, I know. But if I had editing on my computer, I would cut it all out for you. Unfortunately, I don't. And there's your look. I'm wearing NARS Angelica blush, and on my lips I am wearing number 101 from Barry M, which is pretty much a nude colour. Light. There we go. Quite a nude colour. And on top of that I have Trifle lipglass, which just looks like this. It's a white with a pink pearl in it. So that's it, my lovelies. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you all soon. Hope you had a good weekend. If I managed to post this before the weekend, hope you are going to have a good weekend, and if after, if you guys enjoyed your weekend and are looking forward to having a good week. Okay, see you all soon. Bye bye.